Good morning. In this video, I just want to go over a few things I want you to check before submitting your project. This will make it better for you, meaning you won't lose any points, and make it better for me and easier to grade. Okay? So looking at your table, this is where all your work should be. I want you to make sure that your format is all the same. I don't want big block letters. Okay, I want to make sure that all your format is the same. If you have any item names that are really long, please shorten them. For example, if you're buying a blanket but it has a super long description, you can just say the first few words of it instead of having its measurements or anything like that. Okay? As you can see here, for example, this has measurements. There's no reason to, so you can delete them just to make it neater. Okay? Make sure all your departments are there. Make sure all your departments are there and that the names match one of the names in the discount table. Okay, and make sure they make sense. If you're buying like an exercise mat, it should be in sports, not in electronics, for example. So make sure they make sense. In your quantities, please make sure you don't have any units. It's just a number, 1, 2, 1, as you can see here. And then more like the very important columns are these three. I don't want any units here. Okay, so as you can see in this example, they're all just numbers. They don't say EGP. You don't write EGP here. Don't do that. You don't write like anything in any descriptors like after, like let's say Souq has a sale. I don't care about the Souq sale. Okay, we're talking about the original prices here. So you don't write after a Souq sale or anything like that. I don't want any of that. It should only include numbers and only numbers, and I'll show you why in a second. The percent discount, please don't include the percent sign. Again, this is to make it easier to grade. The percent sign I included in the title already. So these should all just be numbers, 8, 10, 30, 40, all the numbers that were included here. Okay, see how here it just says discount? And so the percent sign has to be included. Whereas in the title here, it says percent discount. So you just need to include the number, okay? Just like this. Again, no percent sign, nothing. And then the price after sale has the same thing where you need to not include any units. And don't say Egyptian pounds, don't say after sale or whatever, okay? Also, in terms of decimals, please make sure to round to the second decimal place. Not the third. If you have something with 3 decimal places, just round it. So 773 in this case would just become 77. Okay? Everything else looks good. Now, here in the bottom, your merchandise total, as a refresher again, is the sum of all of this whole column, but with the added requirement of multiplying each price by the quantity. So it's 896 plus not 359.1, but 359.1 times 2, right? And so take care of that part. You have to multiply, and of course you can use a calculator for this. Okay, so make sure you're multiplying by the quantities first before you're adding everything up, and it's being totaled here. Then you need to get 14% of this number. Again, notice that these two numbers don't have any units, nothing, no EGP, nothing. And then in the end, you add them up together. Now I want to show you an example of how I will check this. So I'm going to highlight all the columns that have quantities in them, so only the ones with numbers, not yet the totals. I'll check that later. I'm going to copy them, and I'm going to use this spreadsheet that I made to check your answers. This is just to check the math, okay? So I'm posting everything that you chose in your list. And so these are all the same numbers. And basically, this column is the correct answer. And this column is your answer. And I'm checking to make sure that the difference is 0. If the difference is something very small, so basically what this column does is it calculates the difference between my answer and your answer. And so here we see there's a difference of 0.006. That's fine. That's not something that you would lose points on. If the difference is more than 1, then I would look into it. But otherwise, it's going to be green. Let's say, for example, that this was this number was wrong. So let's say that this was like 56. You see this cell would be red. So I can easily tell if you got something wrong. Okay? These are the totals that you should have. So 3,985, 557, 4,543. And I check them against these numbers, and they look pretty similar. So this is how I check your math. I also make sure that you have 5 departments, so at least 5 departments. So here there were at least 5 departments used, and there are at least 10 items, or there are 10 items used. Again, you can use more, but at least 10. Okay? If you use, let's say you use 2 items, or you bought 2 of the same item, that still counts as 1 item. So you have to buy at least 10 different items, as it says in the rules here, just in case you were wondering. All right? So please make sure to follow this format so I can grade your projects quickly, and so that I don't have to ask you to resubmit it and have it count late and all that, and go through all those emails and Zoom tutoring sessions or whatever. Okay? So good luck. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you on Zoom. Bye.